Hello everyone, I'm Jamshid Baig, known as JB the Adventurer, a solo traveler and a travel blogger from Manchester, England, with over 30 years of traveling experience. In today's adventure, we are going to visit the second but more exciting valley of Kalash, Rambur Valley. We have been driving along the Rambur River, which meets the Rambur River at this point. The sound of water of these two rivers flowing from different directions forced me to stop the car and spend some time to enjoy this beautiful view. The Kalasha valleys are located in Chitral district in northern Pakistan. The valleys are surrounded by the Hindu Kush Mountain range. The inhabitants of the valleys are the Kalash people, who have a unique culture, language, and follow a form of ancient Hinduism. The Kalasha valleys are a source of attraction for Pakistanis as well as international tourists. Unfortunately, Rambur Valley doesn't get as much of a tourist attraction as Rambur. That's why this valley doesn't offer as many accommodation or dining options either. The best place to stay in Rambur Valley is the Saifullah guest house, which is located right in the middle of the village, which gives you the feeling of being a part of the village and also gives you the better exposure to their day-to-day life. The owner of the guest house, Mr. Saifullah, is an incredibly polite and kind person. We were lucky to have the privilege of Mr. Saifullah's kind hospitality. Every single local we met made us feel welcomed and greeted us with a big smile. The rooms of this guest house are nice and clean, and washrooms are well equipped with all modern accessories. If you wish to experience the real life of Kalasha tribe, I would strongly recommend to spend at least one night in this village. The whole village treated us like a celebrity and made us feel so welcomed that I felt sad the next morning when I had to say my goodbyes. We were greeted by Mr. Yasir, a dear friend and the son of the owner of this guest house. Yasir is an educated, kind, polite, and well-respected person in his community. Yasir gave us the tour of the whole village, took us around to meet locals, introduced us to his family and friends, and provided us with all the information about their lifestyle, culture, social and religious traditions. The locals opened the doors to their homes and welcomed us with big smiles. We were also treated with delicious home-cooked local food. The hospitality of the Kalasha is something beyond this world. The houses in all these three valleys are very similar. Most of the houses are just one room with two single beds in each side of the room, and shelves on the front of the wall of the room are filled with different types of crockery, mostly silver, and the center area of the room is used for cooking and dining. I was absolutely shocked to see this 9-year-old girl making bread for the whole family. She was making this local bread with absolute perfection and flawlessly. Upon asking, I was informed that the girls of this tribe start helping their mothers at very early age. Girls are initiated into womanhood at an early age of 4 or 5 and married at 14 or 15. The river has been playing a vital role in their life for over 3,000 years. Their whole survival has been depending on the flow of this river. Even today, their lifestyle hasn't changed much. These are self-sufficient people generating their own resources using ancient techniques following the footsteps of their ancestors. Even today, they are generating their own electricity using the water turbines. They are also still using the grain turbine mill to produce flour for the whole village. According to Greek historical tradition, India received water mills from the Roman Empire in the early 4th century AD when a certain Metrodorus introduced water mills and baths. The Kalasha tribes have too many festivals throughout the year. However, the most fascinating one is the festival of Chaumas. At Chaumas, impure and uninitiated persons are not admitted. They must be purified by waving a firebrand over women and children and by a special fire ritual for men involving a shaman waving juniper brand over the men. Men must be divided into two parties. The pure ones have to sing the well-honored songs of the past, but the impure sings wild, passionate, and obscene songs with an altogether different rhythm. This is accompanied by a sex change. Men dress as women and women as men. The Kalash have fascinated anthropologists due to their unique culture compared to the rest in the region. There is some controversy over what defines the ethnic characteristic of the Kalash. Although quite numerous before the 20th century, the non-Muslim minority has seen its numbers dwindle over the past century. A leader of Kalash, Saifullah Jan, has stated, "If any Kalash converts to Islam, they cannot live among us anymore." We keep our identity strong. About 3,000 have converted to Islam or are descendants of converts, yet still live nearby in the Kalash villages and maintain their language and many aspects of their ancient culture. By now, converts to Islam make up more than half of the total Kalasha speaking population. Kalasha women usually wear long black robes, often embroidered with cowrie shells. For this reason, they are known in Chitral as the Black Kafirs. Men have adopted the Pakistani shalwar kameez, while children wear small version of adult clothing after the age of 4. In contrast to the surrounding Pakistani culture, the Kalasha do not in general separate males and females or frown on contact between the sexes. Quite interestingly, locals place their drinks in the cold running spring water to keep them fresh. This fresh chilly water serves them the purpose of a fridge. Our local host and dear friend Yasir taking us to visit these sacred temples built on the highest point of this village. We are having to climb over 200 steps to get to the temple and then another 50-60 steps to get to the most sacred place where only men are allowed. The Kalasha culture is unique and tourists come from all over the world here to see the beauty of this unique culture. Each year, many historians, anthropologists, and photographers from all over the world focus on the Kalasha society. The numerical strength of the Kalasha people is about only 4,000, as estimated in 2010. There are two types of religious events in Kalasha society. The first kind may be considered as having a religious ceremony as well as festivities, while the other events are only religious in nature without dancing and singing. The history of Kalasha is disputed. Today, many hypotheses appear about the origin of Kalasha tribe of Chitral. Until now, two major hypotheses have been strongly developed about the origin of the Kalasha: Indo-Aryan origin and Greek origin. The hypothesis of Indo-Aryan origin is supported by George Morgenstern, Schomburg Karl, and Peter Parks, while other hypotheses gave the impression that the Kalasha are relatively recent newcomers or Greek in origin. Captain John Wood wrote a book, a personal narrative of a journey of the source of the river Oxus by the route of the Indus, Kabul, and Badakhshan, published in 1841. Captain Wood, although did not visit the Kafiristan, but he collected valuable information of the region, ethnicity, and society. He hardly believed that the Kafirs people are a European breed. He puts a new idea that the Kafirs people had linkage with the Tajiks of Badakhshan. A Kalash spokesman revealed the tradition of Kalasha history that the first homeland of the Kalasha people was Siam, but no one knows where is this Siam on the globe. They believe Siam is where from their forefather Shalaksha came to Chitral with an army. At Chitral, 4 sons were born to Shalaksha. He had divided Chitral among his 4 sons. There is a historical gap regarding what happened after Shalaksha. Nobody knows. Exploring the world and sharing these exciting adventures with you is a passion of mine. Be a part of my passion by hitting the like button and share this video as much as possible. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future adventures. Take only memories, leave only footprints. See you next week with a new adventure. Ciao.